Do you like my super low budget piano now? I didn't even print it out this time. Hey guys! I mostly wanted to film here just so you guys could see my new little beauty here. One of the reasons why I have been away for so long is because my MacBook is finally dying. I have actually been using that MacBook since 2010. Let that sink in for a moment. So all of the new videos that you will be seeing from here on out will be made on this computer. Everyone can thank my boyfriend for building me this computer. Go ahead and leave him a little note in the comments below. I will make sure to read them to him. Man, it feels good to talk to you guys again. I asked you guys on Facebook what you wanted me to talk about. And interestingly enough, some of you were asking about time management for musicians. What better time to talk about time management? Because you're probably swamped, especially music school. Your first concert is probably coming up or has already come up and you're like, holy crap, like how did it come to this? Number one, practice smart, not hard. There was about a month or two into my first year or so where I had this strict practice routine where I would always start with tone for like 15 to 20 minutes, technique for like half an hour, repertoire for like another hour or so. So my tone got really good because I only ever practiced tone because I only ever had time for it. The fact of the matter is that you don't actually have all of that time every single day. Say you have less classes in that day you should really spend on tone and technique, etudes and stuff like that. But on the days that you are cramped for time, you really should just focus on the stuff that you need to get prepared for that rehearsal or for that lesson or for that masterclass. Number two, know your limits. You will need to figure out what works for you. Some people can focus just on the dot all the time. They can just go. Where there are other people who need breaks more often throughout the day. Try to schedule your rehearsals if you can accordingly. And if you are like me and you need breaks throughout the day, I highly recommend the method of doing nothing for 5 minutes. Just sit in a practice room and not do anything for 5 minutes. Time yourself. Don't check your phone. Don't watch a YouTube video. If you're watching this YouTube video while you're doing your 5-minute break, pause this video for 5 minutes and do nothing. And then after that 5 minutes, you can practice. It's incredibly refreshing and it's also only 5 minutes. You also need to know your physical limits. Practicing until you're sore is totally fine. Practicing until you hurt is a problem because if you continue practicing after that point, you will get injured. You can get things like carpal tunnel or tendonitis. I have actually watched some of my friends one by one go through this and they are put out of playing their instrument for at least 6 months. Number three, learn to say no and be firm about it. The stuff I'm talking about is not the required stuff for your program. It is the extra gigs on the side, extra projects, extracurricular competitions and stuff like that. Sometimes you just need to say no if it does not work in your schedule. Think of it this way. If you do not do well and if you fail any required courses, concerts, etc., it doesn't matter how many extracurricular things you did, how many competitions you won, because you won't be able to graduate. Number four, eat. Make sure that you are nourishing your body so that you can actually function. Chances are, if you are a music student or if you are a music professional, your diet is probably kind of pretty out of whack. A multivitamin a day will ensure that you get the nutrients that you need that you are probably missing from your diet. I say this because I am actually recovering from what appears to be a mild case of iron deficiency. I had a lot of trouble getting up in the morning. I would take inexplicably long naps for no reason. I was just tired all of the time. I got frustrated and flustered pretty quickly. It was also very easy for me to get sick. My boyfriend has very severe eczema. A naturopath and nutritionist put him on a new diet that has no red meat in it. Red meat contains the most amount of iron. So I cut that completely out of my diet because I wanted to, go along with him on this journey. It turns out I made myself iron deficient. As a woman, you need more iron because, monthly things happen, which is a topic for an entire other video. That is why I have started taking multivitamins and I start to feel a lot better. If you're on the go and you need to grab something really quickly, I would recommend something that has a lot of protein in it, something that will give you a lot of energy. So like chicken, fish, nuts are a really good snack. You can pick up a lot of ideas from the interwebs. You want to avoid things that make you feel sluggish. There are some people who can down an Alfredo fettuccine, no problem. I am not one of those people. Make friends with the oven, the slow cooker, and or the rice cooker. These helpful tools will allow you to chop up fresh crap and stick it in and wait for a long time while you work on other stuff. Just be sure to keep a timer on you so stuff doesn't, you know, completely disintegrate or incinerate. What I did was make vats of food. Friday night was my grocery night and I would just buy a crap ton of stuff. I would just cook that crap ton of stuff that night, or if I didn't feel like it that night, I would do it on Saturday morning. You want to have enough Tupperware that you can practically pack a meal for yourself for every meal of the week. You can even pack your breakfasts and your snacks in this way. You just grab it, put it in your bag, and go. That way you don't have to think about it, but you also know exactly what you're eating and you know that what you're eating is healthy, provided that you bought healthy things on Friday night. Number 5, hydrate. Speaking of hydrating, I forgot how dry my mouth gets when I talk this much. Dehydration will leave you with a headache, loss of concentration, dry mouth and throat, especially if you are a wind or brass player, among a multitude of other health issues that come with being dehydrated. Just make sure that you're hydrating with water. Don't be like me and drink 5 cups of coffee per day. I drove to school without having had coffee in the morning one time. I felt like I was a zombie. I realized that halfway through the day I forgot my band music at home and we had band rehearsal later in the day. So I hopped back in my car, drove home and thought, hey, I'm home now. I might as well just make myself a coffee while I'm here. Made myself a coffee, drank the coffee, and boom, I was awake. Yeah, coffee addiction. So instead of doing what I did, you should down a glass of water first thing in the morning when you wake up. If you are at a restaurant, drink all of the water in the cup that they give you. And of course, you want to bring water bottles with you, preferably ones that you can refill. For those of you who are on the go and are probably eating a lot of crap and probably doing a lot of harm to your gut right now, coconut water and aloe vera juice will help you out there. Those 2 things are actually extremely healing for your gut. And of course, if you're like me and you really like your caffeine, you can try green tea. When we eat a lot of crap, we sort of heat our system up a lot, so green tea will cool it down. Also, I realized that the 3 extra drinks that I suggested to you are very Asian. And number 6, use a day timer, a planner, or Google Calendar to just keep yourself organized. I do not care if your memory is amazing. You will find yourself one day being so flustered with all of the rehearsals and concerts and papers and quizzes and tests and exams and projects that you will not remember the due dates for all of those different things. By the way, Google is not sponsoring me to say this part, but I am currently using Google Calendar with my boyfriend and it is just the most amazing thing. We can share our calendars, so he doesn't actually have to ask me when I'm available. He can actually just go to my calendar. I could see how that would be super helpful for those of you who are trying to plan rehearsals. Also, if you invite people to events using Google Calendar, it will automatically add itself to your invitees calendar. And also, you can set up email and pop-up reminders for your events. Extremely useful. Next up, a lovely company sent me a pair of earphones to review. They are quite something. Also, if you're interested in Skype or FaceTime flute lessons with me, I know a lot of you guys are parents, so if you want to enroll your child, you can head on over to my website to the online lessons page, fill out the application, and we can get in touch. And now I wanted to try something a little bit new. I have been contemplating putting this in the the end of my videos because I suck at replying to comments. Timothy Derricott, just wondering when you are going to make a new video. Right now. Cynthia Chen, are you really Chinese? Yes. Neek Kaufman, I understand you. We speak the same language. You got me. Madison Mottsinger, I want you to be my teacher. Head on over to my online lessons page. From the same lady, I love all her earrings she wears. Thank you. Ballet Lovers TV, I put my foot joint aligned with the keys. I just figured out I did it wrong. Should I switch it back? I'm having trouble correcting it. I'm assuming that you lined it up something like this. If you have super long fingers, that's actually not going to be a problem. I did a lot of creepy staring at my other flute friends' hands while they were playing, and I discovered that people actually rotate the foot joint according to the length of their fingers. The most important thing is that it's comfortable for you. If you feel like you're constantly like gripping it like this, or you feel like you're constantly like stretching it out like that, that is not good for you. You can injure yourself. Comment below or comment on one of my other videos and maybe you guys will show up in my next video. As always, my social network stuff is down there. Hit subscribe to catch my next video. Take care and I'll see you there. Bye. In the wrists, they have, what's it called? Oh, tendonitis. Yes, that's it.